Hey everybody, welcome back to the Royal Read. I am so glad you decided to stop by and see what I'm reading on. But before we get started, you know how we do it over here. Yes, we do our shout outs first. So get ready. I'm going to run that beautiful bean footage. All right, y'all, I want to give a quick shout out to Jane Press. Jane is just everything. She is. She has been with me since the beginning. She has always believed in me. She has always encouraged me. She is one of the founding members of the Royal Read. She is, and I am so grateful and so thankful for her faithfulness and her kindness. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Jane. Thank you for the super thanks, but most of all, thank you for continuing to ride with me. And the coolest one came through. Yes, cool Cat Harlem. She came through again. Cat is so special. She is so kind. She's so sweet. She's so smart. She's so wonderful. And I can go on and on and on because she is just that terrific. And I am so grateful that she is a part of this community. So thank you so much, Kat. Thank you for coming through, but most of all, thank you for being here and being a part of this community and just being the coolest. Yes. All right, y'all. Y'all know what time it is, and y'all know what I do when I am putting the read together. I hit these internet streets, and that's exactly where I have been. And of course, we have some things we need to discuss. Yes, because we got good news today. Yes, it's a good day to be a squatty. It is. Why? Because With Love Meghan got nominated for a Emmy. Yes, and we're gonna talk about that. And our favorite prince, he was on a podcast and he was absolutely spectacular as usual. I mean, he knocked it out of the park and he was just so funny and so charming. Harry is truly Prince Charming. He really is, and we're going to talk about that. And Harry called himself a Prince of England. And do you not know all of the ugly old hags, the trolls, the derangers, all of the toadies? They got angry with Harry because he said who he is. Is he not the Prince of England? I think that's what's on his birth certificate. I'm just saying. But we're going to talk about that as well. And that old cauldron of witches over there at the Daily Fail, they have been stirring up their witches brew again. And that old Amanda Patel, she wrote an article saying that Harry's inability to get over the death of his mother is the reason why he married Meghan. And the reason it hasn't affected Willie like it has affected Harry is because of Kate. I kid you not. And let me tell you, they ate her up in the comments. They did. Because I don't know where this woman got this nonsense from. She probably pulled it out of her butt. But Squatties wasn't shy about reminding Amanda about her long list of failed relationships. Yes, men cheat on her, they leave her, but yet she still has the audacity to try to comment and judge a happy marriage. A couple who has been together for 10 years, 8 of which they have been married. But she cannot stay married for 8 days. I mean, the audacity of it all. And to try to sell us that old spoiled milk of a marriage of Willie and Kitty as some kind of example for Harry and Meghan. I said it yesterday in my podcast. These fools crazy. But we're going to talk about it. And we're going to talk about Kitty because the squatties are not finished dragging her. And when the squatties are not finished dragging her, of course, I have to get in on the drag. So, yeah, we're going to talk about that and just some other little things that we're going to talk about. But, yeah, it was a good day today. Yes. Oh, and I'm going to say this right now. Meghan was nominated for an Emmy. Now, I don't know if she'll win or not, but I am calling it right now. I believe Harry and Meghan is going to be nominated for an Academy Award. Yes, an Oscar for Cookie Queens. I am speaking it into existence. I am speaking it into the universe. And I'm calling it. And so when it happens, I'll be able to say, I told you so. Yes, I am putting it out there ahead of everybody. I believe it will happen. All right, y'all. Y'all know what y'all need to do next. Yes, y'all need to lock in and understand that I'm not going to keep you long, but I will keep you entertained. So let's start with this right here. And the Rangers Tears posted this. It says Meghan Markle's With Love Meghan has been nominated by Emmy for Outstanding Lifestyle Program. Yes, come on through, Meghan. Come on through. It says, are the Rangers crying? Have they started boycotting Emmy? A show that they all claim nobody watched got nominated for an Emmy. Yes, they know. They know that they can't do anything with Doria Ragland's little girl. No, because she is that girl. And I must say, this was the pick me up that I needed today when I went into my Twitter account. And number one, I could get into my Twitter account because I wasn't in Twitter jail. And number two, I looked at my timeline and it was filled up with squatties celebrating this Emmy nomination. It is just so good. My smile is hurting. It is hurting. I have been smiling constantly since I saw this. Y'all tell me what y'all think because I am over the moon. I am. Yes, our girl. Yes. Every time they think that they have buried her, they forget that she is a seed. Yes, Meghan is a seed. And this squatty said, I thought we made it official. I'm so happy for my girl, gorgeous Duchess. Such a beautiful show. We are getting a Christmas special. I hope so, y'all. I hope we do get one. Y'all think we will? Oh, that'd be too delicious. It says, yes, you can bookmark this. Ooh, I hope she wins, y'all. I know being nominated is good, and you can always say Emmy nominated, but yeah, I want to win. I want to win. Yes, y'all tell me what y'all think, but I want to win. And as you can see, this squatty has gone in and made it official and put Emmy nominee. But yes, look, the squatty has gone in there and put Emmy nominee. Yes, it's official. And I am loving it, y'all. And it is all over the place. Now, people, of course, wrote an article about it, but it is so many entertainment entities have wrote a article, and it's all over the place. It is. Our girl is an Emmy nominee. She is. She did that doggone thing. And this squatty said Meghan's Netflix show scored a Daytime Emmy nomination in the Outstanding Lifestyle Program category. Let me close the reply. I want no derangers crying in my comments. My cute princess deserves this. The show was filmed masterfully and featured so many trends. It did it not? Let's not forget the one pan viral spaghetti dish. Yes, and Megan's clothes and all her arts and crafts. Yes, it absolutely was chef's kiss. And this is absolutely deserved. And this other squatty came up under there and said, hugest congratulations to her for all her hard work. She absolutely deserves this. She absolutely does. And this squatty just simply said, my princess is an Emmy nominee. Congratulations, Meghan. Yes, hashtag with love, Meghan. Yes, she is. And the notorious JTB said, well, this aged exactly the way we all expected. The British tabloids and the derangers spent months calling With Love Meghan a flop. And now the same show they couldn't stop trashing is a daytime Emmy nominee. That's awkward. Congratulations to Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and everyone who brought With Love Meghan to life. The people with taste saw its brilliance from day one. I'm going to open a bottle of As Ever Brut to celebrate. Cheers. Yes. Cheers, notorious JTB. Yes, Meghan is an Emmy nominee. Yes, and that's exactly what they did. They talked about how it was a flop. They talked about everything about it, just dissected it and just absolutely did everything they could to discourage people from watching it. And in return, it was a huge, huge success. It got a Christmas special. And then on top of that, now it's an Emmy nominated television show. Yes, it is. I love it. I wish I had some of that brute as ever wine to celebrate, but I'll just do the best I can. But I am definitely going to do something to celebrate because this is too delicious. And Meghan already knew that the flying monkeys, all of the toadies, the haters, the derangers, and the ugly old hags was watching With Love Meghan. Y'all remember when Meghan said this? Are they saying negative things and then secretly going home and making the single skillet spaghetti? Probably. The Duchess of Sussex is so funny. Yes, and she is so on point because they all hate watch With Love Meghan. All of the haters, the trolls, the derangers, the flying monkeys, and all of the ugly old hags went on and on about how With Love Meghan was a flop, and then in return proceeded to make the one skillet spaghetti. Just like Meghan said, that's exactly what they did. With Love Meghan wasn't a success just because of squatties. It was a success because of squatties and haters, because they're sick. They are. They hate watch and in return help to make this show an Emmy nominee. That is part of the reason why it was so successful, because they were hate watching. Yes, and that's one concept that I can't get my head around. How do you hate watch something? You hate them, but you watch everything that they do. Now, that within itself says you're pretty sick, because that's a contradiction of terms, right? To hate something but yet support it. Really crazy. And this squatty said, my princess is an Emmy nominee. Congratulations, Meghan. They did everything they could to break her, but they only made her stronger. Now they have no choice but to watch her shine. Yes, I love it, y'all. I'm eating this up. Yummy, yummy, yummy. And this squatty said, Megan really won. Thank you for the recognition. The Emmys, win or not, just the recognition. It is more than enough for me. Thank you. This is huge. Emmy nominee. Megan is really who she thinks she is, and more. Crimea River haters and start the free PR dummies. Yes, yes, yes. I am just loving this. My timeline is giving me life. And this squatty said, let the weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth begin. Enjoy. Yes, because you know the derangers, they are going to be deranging. I am expecting an online petition, a call to boycott the Emmys, and probably them organizing somehow a write-in campaign in order to try to convince the Emmy committee that they have made a mistake in nominating Meghan's television show. Yes, I'm expecting all of this because the derange is going to derange. I cannot with these people. How pathetic. I mean, you just take L after L after L, and they just keep coming back for more punishment. What did Harry say in New York? They build it up, they build it up, they build it up, and then nothing happens. Nothing happens. Harry says he feels sorry for him, but I don't. I don't feel sorry for him because they absolutely are horrible, horrible people. And basically, losers are going to lose and winners are going to win, and Harry and Meghan are winners. And that is as simply as I can put it. And speaking of winners, let's talk about Cookie Queens. Cookie Queens had a screening in Rhode Island, and it will be in theaters August the 7th. And that's the one I'm putting my money on. I really feel that we are going to get a Oscar nomination for Cookie Queens, but that's just me, and I'm putting it out there. But this squatty posted about the screening, and it says, a castle fit for Cookie Queens. What a lovely location for their film screening in Rhode Island, which included a Q&A with director Alison Nominas and Cookie Queen star Olive. And I think Olive is the cutest she is. It says the film heads to theaters on August the 7th. Hashtag Harry and Meghan. Hashtag Archwell Productions. Yes, Archwell Productions is going to snag that Oscar nomination. I know it. I know it. I believe it. Y'all believe it? I believe it. And of course, the squatties are still dragging Kate. She was out there at Wimbledon finals, and I mean, she was just absolutely putting on a show with that gaping laugh of hers, that smile with her mouth gaped open. She had a hat on. All the kids had a hat on. George had a hat on. Charlotte had one on, and it was Meghan's signature hat, the Panama hat. Yes, they all had that on. Yeah, she just put on a show. And this particular squatty said Wimbledon is a photo opportunity for Kate attention seeker. Oh, look, so much sun. Let us take out our summer props. Fake grins and laughs for the camera. Yeah, she put it on. She put it on. And Zanny Sussex says most people would have been too embarrassed to hijack a trophy earned and won by another woman and turn it into me PR stunt, not Kate Macbeth, because Kate hadn't won anything. Kate is mediocre. She is a poser. And a poser is going to do what posers do, and that is to leech off of other people's success and pretend as if they're successful too. Kate has done nothing but bag Willie, a very, very dumb prince who fell for the honeypot. That's it. That is her claim to fame. That and her punching out 3 kids. I mean, she did that well. They're beautiful kids, but you can't really consider that as extraordinary. Yeah. I mean, that's why she hates Meghan. It's because Meghan is a mirror for her. Every time she is in the presence of Meghan, Meghan shows her how mediocre she is. She has an inferiority complex when it comes to Meghan. I'm willing to bet you that Kitty has very low self-esteem, because one thing about Kitty, and I have said this time and time and time again, Kitty knows exactly who Kitty is. And as you can see on this one, people are starting to call it out. This Mr. Ethical said, "Congratulations to Kate Middleton for winning the women's singles. Remarkable recovery." And then this Spanish guy came down below him and said, "What a bloody fool this family has become." Yeah, they embarrass themselves trying to take the shine from other people. That is what Kitty and Willie does. They want to be applauded. They want to be uplifted for nothing, for doing nothing. And that is the reason why she wanted to be the patron of Wimbledon. That is why she shows up every year, because she gets to be center stage. And she tries to take all the shine away from the people who have earned it by being the champions. Yes, by winning the tournament. I mean, it's ridiculous that she was on the front pages of the newspapers and not the winners. And this squatty who posted this said, "The difference is when the California Royals are given the front page over the left behinds, the Royal Roaders are giving their readers what they want. When they put the left behinds on the front page, it's ish no one asked for, and comes at the expense of people who earned it." Where's the lie? How embarrassing for Kitty. And she is too stupid and too attention hungry to even be embarrassed. And this squatty said, "Kate is a very sad person. She's 44 years old with no identity of her own. Kate must watch videos of Meghan over and over, studying her mannerisms and how she interacts with people so she can do the same. Kate is like an alien from Mars, using Meghan as a guide to human life." Where's the lie? Yes, Kate and the rest of those clowns over there to Coppington Palace, they do nothing but study Meghan as if she is a final exam before graduation. But she's not the only one doing some studying. The squatties are studying her. And look what they have found. This squatty zoomed in on her feet when she was at that polo match with Willie on Saturday. And it looks like Kitty doesn't like to wash her feet, because her feet was absolutely dirty. And we know she never took her shoes off that we saw. And it is clear that her feet was dirty when she put those shoes on. Can you imagine the future queen dumb as a rock with nasty feet? And this squatty zoomed in on Kate's teeth, and looks like something is going on here. What y'all think is going on here? This squatty just said, "Oh dear." What is going on there? I don't know what's going on with Kitty, and it looks to me as if the teeth has left the gum. Yeah, she has a nasty cavity there. And my whole thing is, we as squatties, we would never be doing stuff like this if they would just leave Meghan alone. We wouldn't nitpick Kitty because we don't care about Kitty, but since they want to treat Meghan like they do, we're going to continue to nitpick Kitty. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to talk about that cavity. That's nasty. Ooh, I'm just saying. Get that fixed, girl, because you're the future queen dumb as a rock. And this squatty posted this picture of her, and look at Kitty's arms. I mean, Kitty has the arms of a 70-year-old. Look at them. I'm telling you, this squatty that reposted this picture said, "The body of olive oil and the arms of Popeye." No, she didn't. But she didn't lie. And this squatty posted this picture of Kitty, and I found it so odd. It is something going on with her skin, her muscles, something. This squatty said, what in the world is going on with her right arm? That's not muscle tone or definition. What do y'all think is going on here? I mean, it is the oddest thing. I don't even know. That's crazy. And it's not because of the sleeve being tight. This is something going on with her arm. Kitty is not healthy. She is not. I bet Kitty hadn't had a hamburger since Meghan came in that family. Because, she was at a healthy weight until Meghan came, and then all of a sudden, she slimmed down to skin over bone. And I want to change topics a minute and talk about Amanda Battelle. She wrote this article in The Fail. And this what it says. Amanda Battelle, is a harsh fact to face, but is Harry's inability to overcome his childhood trauma over Diana's death rooted in his marriage to Meghan? Yeah, because Harry was looking for someone like his mother. Because you can cut it any way you want to cut it. Meghan is more like Diana than Kitty. Because Diana didn't run a honeypot, and neither did Meghan. And let me tell you, she absolutely got hammered in her comments because people was just not having it. Look what she wrote. She said, sad as I feel for Harry, make me think, why hasn't William suffered in the same way with unresolved grief? Why isn't he bitter and angry man raging like a child against the injustice of the world? And clear as a bell, a simple answer comes to me. Because he has Kate. Because he has Kate. I cannot with these people. They are so crazy. And this squatty came up under that post and said, this you? And are you talking about this William who punched his wife and and she appears to have came back lying about cancer? Yes, and it was a lot of posts about that scar upside Kitty's head. Just like that squatty was saying, now we don't know if Willie punched his wife or not, but we do know that Meghan doesn't have a scar upside her head. Meghan walking around just as happy as she can be. Yes, her husband loves her, uplifts her, supports her, and cherishes her. So I don't know what you're talking about because Willie and Kitty are looking like they are mailing it in, while Harry and Meghan looks like they are newlyweds. So this bitter old biddy, she needs to take several seats because nobody is paying her any mind. And this squatty said, you were saying, and then posted all these articles about Willie's temper and how difficult and short-tempered he is, horrible and arrogant. It says William accused of having tantrums behind closed doors as advisors urge him to undergo anger management. She needs to take several seats. Yes, the ones in the back. Yeah, those seats. Take those seats. Because I am yet to hear or see or read that Harry has behaved in this manner. The manner that Willie behaves, it seems, on a timely basis. Yeah, so take them seats in the back, girl, because you're embarrassing yourself, Amanda. And I just want to play this little clip of Camilla Flatface Tomini and Jabo talking about Willie and the type of person that he is. Now, I have never saw them or heard of them sit around a table and talk about Harry in this manner. Willie is the angry one. Willie is the one who has the unprocessed grief. Harry is good. He went and got therapy. He loves his family. he loves his wife. And Harry said in spare that he got out of character once with Meghan, and Meghan proceeded to put him in check and said that she did not want to have children with a man who would speak to a woman as he did. And so after that, Harry got in line and stayed in line. And he also said that Meghan asked him if he had heard or saw other men in his family treat women like that. And Harry said yes. I wonder who he was referring to. Y'all tell me who y'all think Harry was talking about. But I digress. Harry is a loving and kind and wonderful and caring husband and father. So the time that you're spending on talking about Harry, you need to spend that time on encouraging Willie to get some help, because he's the only brother at this point is out here raging and acting a straight up fool behind the scenes. So I'm going to play this clip and we'll talk on the other side.
What's he actually like, Robert? Is he going to be a good king?
Well, I hope he listens
to... It's difficult, doesn't
He's tricky. I think that there's no doubt that the king used to get on better with Harry.
Really?
There's
Why do you say that?
That's what I understand to be the truth. I mean, I think that the people that know them well said that was part of that. The heartbreaking side of this whole fallout was that the king and Harry used to sort of see eye to eye more. They used to have more time. They used to get each other more. Whereas I think with William and the king, there's always been clashes over the ivory in the royal collection, and clashes over just little things.
The appearance of George, I remember in a photograph on a desk they had a massive row about that.
He can be quite, not controlling, but he's a bit tricky. He's got a bit of a temper.
Well, you use the following words to describe William. You say he's occasionally been over-assertive, can be difficult to handle, with aides approaching sensitive matters carefully. Despite his public composure, insiders describe William as prone to mood swings.
I think that's fair, as I wrote it. But also, I think that if you go and speak to a few people off the record, they would say that's probably being generous.
So now, Amanda Patel, who is the brother who has the unprocessed grief and the one who has the wife? You said, thank God William has Kate, and Kate is walking around with a scar on the side of her head, and nobody's talking about it. Yes. So I'm not saying he put it there, but it seems if he didn't put it there, wouldn't they talk about it? I mean, she is going to be the future Queen Dummies-Arrive of the United Kingdom. If something like that happened to her, I think the British people should have the right to know. I'm just saying. But of course, you don't want to talk about the real elephant in the room, and that is Willie's anger and how he is absolutely feared by everyone around him, including his father, because we have gotten articles that Charles is afraid of Willie. So miss me with this nonsense. Do some real journalism and stop with the opinion pieces, because everyone knows that Harry is not the problem. He has never been the problem. It's Willie. And in the famous words of Meghan, it's your brother. It's your brother. It's Harry's brother. Who is the angry one? Who is the one that is in need of mental health services? Who has the unprocessed guilt and all of this anger towards his brother because of his jealousy. So yeah, it's plenty to write about there, but we know Amanda Patel is a coward. And this squatty came up under her post and said, laughing my A off, the delusion is strong with you lot. There are numerous reports citing William as a petulant man-child whose staff has to tiptoe around with sensitive topics because he can't handle them like an adult. Also, he and Kate's fans constantly turned to creating AI slop to fantasize about non-existing affection between the two. You cannot be serious, Amanda. And this squatty is telling the truth about the AI, and that Kensington Palace is behind a lot of those videos of Willie and Kitty pretending as if they are a loving couple. I have shown some of them on this podcast, but I didn't know at the time that Kensington Palace was behind this. I thought these were all the Rangers made up nonsense, but this is an intentional campaign by Kensington Palace to do this. And you know how we know that? It came from that pipsqueak Jack Royston. He wrote an article about it and how Kensington Palace was so far ahead of Harry and Meghan when it came to AI. But Squatties went under his post and told him Harry and Meghan didn't need to use AI because they had a real relationship. They didn't have to pump out these AI videos to try to convince people that they are a loving couple. Why? Because they are a loving couple. They don't need AI to convince anybody of anything. But we all know Kitty and Willie do. And that's exactly what they're doing. But yeah, so this squatty is right on point. They've been putting out those AI videos. We thought it was all the derangers and the ugly old hags. No, it's Kensington Palace. How pathetic is that? Why isn't he a bitter and angry man raging like a child? Girl, stop. Exactly. Exactly. Girl, stop. We done with you because you make no sense. And a lot that is going on with Willie and his anger and his hatred that he spews towards Harry and Meghan is because he is jealous of Harry. He is jealous that Harry's wife is head, shoulders, knees, and toes above his. He wants the best always, and Harry has always been able to one up him, and he one upped him in the wife category as well. This squatty said William Parker Bowles watching Meghan being so articulate and educated and getting another reality check about himself being mediocre and marrying an even more mediocre than him person, Kate. This appearance kinda sealed Meghan's fate. Kate still cannot speak two coherent lines. Now that's true. But I agree with this. I'm going to play this little clip of Meghan. And yeah, right then and there, he knew that Harry had married up and his wife could not compete where she could not compare.
Women don't need to find a voice. They have a voice. They need to feel empowered to use it, and people need to be encouraged to listen. And I think right now in the climate that we're seeing with so many campaigns, I mean, Me Too and Time's Up, there is no better time than to really continue to shine a light on women feeling empowered and people really helping to support them, men included in that. I mean, it makes such a tremendous difference. So
with sort of how doing a lot with knife crime, but with a lot with homelessness, and for me with sort of addiction and things. And I just think being able to sort of come together to find some sort of common ground, and be able to sort of draw ideas together and find a way forward, I think was really, really exciting.
Did you see Meghan flip her hair when Kate was talking? Yes, Meghan wanted to reach in Kate's mouth and pull the words out because Kate was just mumbling non-coherently about something. She said something about knives and mumbled some more, and I don't even know what else she said. And and Meghan flipped her hair like, man, this woman is absolutely mediocre. And that right there sealed Meghan's fate. From that point on, they decided to attack her and attack her and attack her and attack her. They did. Listen to this woman where she is saying that they wanted to pay her to write a hit piece on Meghan. I'm going to play it and we'll talk on the other side.
About how the media inflames this. I was called by the Sun newspaper. If you don't know what the Sun is, it's
got the topless girl on page 3. That's all you need
and
to
they
know.
called me about a month ago to ask if I'd write about how Meghan was like Wallace and how Meghan was going to destroy the royal family and the arguments between Meghan and Kate. And I said, I'm really sorry, I'm just not privy to all of this. I don't think I could do it. And the commissioning editor was really twisting my arm to write this article and say, but you could say, couldn't you, that X happened, and you could say that she's fired all her staff, and you could say that Kate has said this. And I said, well, I'm really sorry, I don't know that, I can't do it. And this conversation went on for about half an hour, and I didn't write the article, but it just gives you an insight into how this whole thing is being, the flames are being fanned by the media.
No, the flames are not being fanned by the media. The flames are being created by the media. They are the ones setting the fires. Yes, this is a full-on smear campaign. And what Meghan said is absolutely true when she said it and today. Those people, they don't report the news, they create it. And listen what that lady said about the scum newspaper. We already knew that. Oh, big head Matt Wilkerson over there. They do nothing but create the news and use it as a weapon against people. It should be a crime, that yellow journalism. And just like that squatty that I read earlier, I believe Meghan being so smart and so articulate and being so comfortable in the public eye, they knew that they had to try to destroy her because she was head, shoulders, knees, and toes above mediocre Kate. And whose fault is that William chose Kate? Harry should have been able to choose who he wants. William chose who he wanted. And to me, William's choice of Kitty is very telling. They are two different sides of the same coin. And that is shallow, empty vessels. Absolutely they are. Because if you watch that polo match and that display that they put on, playing the role of the Temu version of Harry and Meghan, you would know right then and there, those two people are not people of substance. To copy another couple like they did, boy, it just says everything. But yeah, it was a smear campaign, and it's been proven time and time again. And that little clip right there proves it as well. I want to change gears and put this up. Zanny Sussex posted this, and it's about a podcast that Prince Harry was on while he was in the UK. And Zanny said Joe Marler literally ranks Prince Harry among the top 20 most famous and instantly recognizable people on the planet, right up there with Barack Obama. And guess who's not on the list? Even with all the inherited titles and delusions of grandeur. Yes, they didn't even mention Willie or Charles, because a lot of people around the planet don't know who they are, but a lot of people globally knows who Prince Harry is. So I agree with them. And this squatty reposted Zanny Sussex, and Zanny said during their appearance on Joe Marler's podcast, Prince Harry and JJ Clymer explained the deeply moving reason Birmingham is hosting the next Invictus Games. I had no idea the city had such a strong veteran recovery ecosystem, and it is so central to the Invictus story. And I did not know it either. And the squatty that reposted this said many of Prince Harry's supporters were surprised when it was announced that Invictus 27 would be in the UK for good reason. But the connection to Birmingham in particular makes so much sense now. Right on, #good King Harry. And I am going to play this soundbite, not the clip, a soundbite, because I'm afraid I will get dinged because it is on YouTube. That particular podcast is. So I'm going to play a soundbite. And in the soundbite, Prince Harry and JJ explain why Birmingham was chosen for Invictus 2027. And boy, it is very, very moving. So I'm going to play the soundbite and we'll talk on the other side.
You mentioned you're in Afghanistan first of all, then you wake up in Birmingham.
Yeah.
The games are back in the UK next July.
Yeah.
Birmingham, how nice is it to actually come full circle and have that where everyone's recovery tends to start? Is it starting?
Yeah. So for those that were wounded in Iraq and Afghanistan in particular, like we all got flown into Birmingham Airport and you woke up in either Selly Oak, the military hospital, or the Queen Elizabeth Birmingham. And like, yeah, that begins your recovery. And like Birmingham...
Just imagine that though. Like you literally, like the last memory you had was in the sand, and the Chinook coming down. Not everybody was Kazakh. From the people, suddenly when you're coming back to Birmingham, you were, and then you're either dying, you're either blacked out, or you're put into an induced coma, and the next minute you wake up is with your family leaning over you, and you're in a hospital bed back in the UK.
Yeah. And so like what this city means to the armed forces, but to the wounded, injured, and sick, and especially the wounded of our generation, like it's unquantifiable. Like, so it's nice. I've always loved this place. I'll always know that I owe it my life. So to come back and have a different experience of it is like, that's amazing.
It's going to be special.
There's a lot of reconnections happening as well with the clinicians that saved these guys' lives, put them back together again. Like Josh, who's part of our Invictus Games Foundation, he was over there earlier, and he hadn't been back for 15 years. Was triple amputee, and reconnected with his clinician, and who's still working there.
Amazing.
So it means a lot. There's a lot of heart and emotion to the reason why Birmingham is hosting the next games.
So genuinely, that from our point of view, there's probably not another city in the world that has that level of connection to this particular moment in history as well. Like that conflict, which ultimately started the Invictus Games. Obviously it's sadly engulfed so many more conflicts in parts of the world and more countries than ever. But it was born out of, because when you talk about like Invictus spirit, this thing we've created, where that was actually born wasn't in London in 2014. Like it was called that in London in 2014. It was born in Ward 412 in Birmingham Hospital. Like that's where the unconquered surviving thing began.
A society needs more role models, people like this. That's what the Invictus has proven. That we just created the platform, and they say, thanks to me. They say thanks to the team. It's like we just help facilitate your recovery so that you can show the world who you really are.
And now it all makes sense. I must say, when they announced Birmingham as the Invictus Games 2027 winner, I was not happy because I knew the shenanigans was going to come. I knew that family would never, ever, ever allow Harry to have his Invictus Games in peace. And it has borne out that way because we saw this whole week of them trying to sabotage Harry's whole visit. I mean, it was just a whole week of nonsense. Harry pulled it out. He did. He pulled a victory out of the jaws of defeat, but he shouldn't have had to do that. I mean, it should have been just a normal week, but they could not allow it to happen. I mean, it's something so deeply rooted and sick in that family that they cannot let anything go, not even for the veterans. They had to make a mockery out of it all. They could not allow Harry to mind his business and do Invictus 1 year to go in peace. Like I said, it's something deeply disturbed about that family. But I understand why Birmingham was chosen. But I'm still not happy that it was chosen because of that family. And they might absolutely show themselves even more and turn the people against them if they keep these shenanigans up while something as solemn as the Invictus games are going on, because this is a solemn occasion for these vets. It is. And they should have some respect for that and set aside whatever bullshit grievance they have with Harry and allow these people to have a wonderful Invictus Games. At least do that much. I'm just saying. And I want to play this little sound bite for you because Harry was being funny as well. And so I'm going to play it and we'll talk on the other side.
What do people most often get wrong about you?
That I'm not ginger.
Oh, hang on. People get that wrong?
Yeah, people think I'm ginger, but I'm more sort of like sunset, like Auburn.
Yeah?
I don't know why that's funny.
Can we not laugh at the Duke, please?
Yeah. Unless you want to call me Ginge. You know, I got bullied a lot at school. It's called Carrot Top, wasn't I?
Sorry.
I don't know why they would do it.
Not funny.
It's not funny.
I'm going to need therapy after this, I think.
This squatty said, Prince Harry is so funny. However, on a serious note, I have never heard anyone refer to ginger hair as sunset or carrots, etc. Yes, but sunset, no. Don't come for me. I already feel ashamed to admit that. And that is the most beautiful description of ginger hair I have ever heard. And yes, Harry, Archie, and Lilibet's hair are beautiful like a sunset. And Harry was saying all this with a straight face, and they were just cracking up. They couldn't figure out if he was serious or not, but it was so cute. Harry is just so funny. And this squatty said, Prince Harry is the only male royal I would like to hang out with. In fact, I demand it. I have listened to his appearance on Joe Merler. We'll see you now like 3 times while working, and I keep laughing out loud. Yes, and as you can see, I put the link up there so you can copy the link. And it is absolutely here on YouTube. I hadn't got a chance to watch it yet, but I will. And there's one more thing that Harry said on this podcast. He was asked who he was. I think that's what happened. And he said in a long list that he was a prince of England. And those ugly old hags, the Rangers, toadies, and all of the minions, they have tried to comfort Harry like he was lying. Is he not a prince of England? It makes no sense. This squatty said, the people are angry because the king's son said, check notes, he is a prince. Yes, I mean, it is ridiculous the hill that these people are willing to die on. They are so ridiculous. If he is not a prince of England, what is he? Because when he was born, Diana came down the stairs with Charles in tow and said he was going to be called Prince Harry. He is a prince of England. What did you want him to say? It makes no sense. These people are crazy. And I want to end with 2 things, both positive. One that says Prince Harry in the UK rap, the story of bravery, inspiration, and resilience. What a fantastic trip spotlighting the people who show up for their communities. Yes, look at the pictures. Harry did a great job. I mean, out of the park. I'm telling you, put the W up on the board. It was a great great trip. And I also want to say this about Meghan getting a Emmy nomination. Yes, I started with that and I am going to end with it because it is just absolutely fabulous. And this squatty is talking about how the Rangers are probably going to boycott the Emmys. Like, who cares? They're probably going to start an online petition. You know, they love doing that, and try to get Emmy to reevaluate their decision to nominate with Love Meghan, because that's their playbook. We know it by now. But let them embarrass themselves. We are going to enjoy this moment. I am still smiling. My cheeks hurt because I am so happy about this. This squatty said, big boycotting of Emmys by the Derangers and their mediocre strengths. Incoming low-life trolls, Emmy. What are you going to do? And this squatty said, stay mad, bitches. Exactly. Because Meghan is going to continue to win. And if her winning makes you mad, you're going to stay mad, bitches. Yes. All right, y'all. Y'all know I always enjoy my time with y'all. And I will be back soon. And if you want to support the channel, so many ways. Look in my bio. I got Zelle. I got PayPal. I have Buy Me a Coffee in there as well. Or you can look down below. You will see our Super Thanks button. You look for the three little dots if you're on a computer, or you look for the $ if you're on your television. That is the Super Thanks button. And if you want to be a part of the reading club and become a channel member, all you have to do is click the link if you're on a computer, or click my face if you're on your television. And if you don't want to be bothered with YouTube, make your way all the way over there to patreon.com/The Royal Read, and you can join the reading club over there, or you can just join for free to see what I am up to. Also, if you have any hypes left for the week, hype your girl up, because it absolutely helps the channel to grow. And we're always in the business of growing the channel and increasing our tribe. Yes, so if you have a hype button, hype your girl up. Yes, you get 3 a week. And at least give me 1 hype a week, because I know it's other channels that you enjoy, but yeah, save a hype for me. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all a little later. Bye.